bastard, you little bastard. Hello everybody. Can you guess where you are? Probably. That's right, you're on top of Olive. I have the tank off Olive, and I think the last time this tank was off properly, probably when I fitted the starter solenoid, the Electrex World starter solenoid, which, fingers crossed, it's still going strong. I've just, let me move. Nice orbital path there. Like I said, that's the wiring for the fuel level sensor. Right, that's Electrex World, and what I wanted to do is just check these cables were tight again, because they were coming undone due to the vibration, I'm guessing. So I did end up putting a lock nut behind each one. The trick with posts into electrical equipment, i.e. starter motors and stuff like that, you do not gorilla them, because you will end up turning the post, which are attached to very, very, very fine windings, and you will end up shearing the post from the windings inside. It's a bit like the windings around an electric motor, but obviously there's no shaft that goes through this. It's working a switch, international hand signal for switch. So yeah, there's no need. These usually come with a little spring washer, which is there, and nip it down. That should be enough. On something like a Jack 4, it'll be enough because they're smooth, baby. But this, being like a 1950s concrete mixer, although nowhere near as bad as a Norton Twin, and that's a new Norton Twin, by the way. Lovely bite, but the engine's from a cement mixer. Put a Triumph 1200 in it, it'll be perfect. So what I did, I lock nutted it with an eye lock, and these are solid. They are solid, but what I wanted to do was the boot on that, because the last one overheated. What you would do, the classic sign is you put the ignition on. You've got a fully charged battery which lives behind here. You will go to start it, and you might get one start. You might just get one chance at it, and it'll thump away, and you'll never think anything's wrong. But you'll get a click in. Usually, when you get a click in, it's low voltage, but sometimes it's if any of these terminals are loose, you don't get a good connection. And what this is doing, basically, that is coming straight from the battery. So that's a solid, whatever you've got in the battery goes to this solenoid, the whole lot. So if you've got, say, I don't know, say static now, it's 12.5, something like that. Whole 12.5 is coming to here. That's forever live, basically, this bit. And then this bit is your signal wire. And what happens was, when you turn the ignition on, it basically then, when you press the start button, a signal will go through to here, and it will tell the solenoid, excuse me, can we have some power? And what it will then do is shut the solenoid or open it, which way it is. I'm guessing it's shut, and then it'll chuck all that 12 volts through this one all the way down to your starter motor. It's in quite a big load. There's a lot of thermal load there too, so if you've got a piss poor connector, this overheats, or one side of the post will overheat. With mine, it was always this one that was coming undone. Jesus, we've got a poltergeist lake. It's a little bit breezy today, which is nice, and it's a bit, I wouldn't call it overcast, cloudy. This is set to burn off by about 10 o'clock, but it's a bit cooler this morning. It's been hot again this week. Anyway, so that's how it works. So when the first one went, it was due to a loose connector, and it basically burnt it out. So I replaced it with an eBay special for like a tenner, and that lasted about 28.6 seconds. So I replaced it with an Electrex World one last year. I think it was last year. It might have been longer than that. Ever since, no issues. And the Electrex World one, funnily enough, looks exactly the same as the Chonkanese one I got off eBay, but it weighed twice as much, which shows that there's a decent quality amounts of windings, etc. But yeah, that's all good. But I'm going to put some liquid electrical tape around here while we've got it off. There appears to be a little tiny bit of blowback out the gasket, Well, I think it's blowback. It makes sense that it is, because it's very localised to this area, and that's directly behind the fuel tap. The fuel tap, obviously, when that's all nipped up, sits there, so it could just be from these half moons. It's a common thing, so I shall clean that up, keep an eye on it. But the main reason, penis, that I wanted to take the tank off is that you can't get to anything on this bike without taking the tank off. I mean, you can pretty much do you can pretty much do a service. You can't really, because doing an oil service, that is your other oil filter. It's just here, this big pipe here. Almost looks like a coolant pipe, but it's an oil transfer pipe. And what there is in that collar there's like a little gauze filter which you need to clean. But it's quite common for these pipes to get a bit brittle and wear out, and they go all the way, all the way over. And I think they're going to the top of the crankcase. I'm not sure. I've never had to mess with it, and I don't want to till I need to. Water pumpage area. These and the BMW F650s are known to wear out water pumps, so that could be a potential issue that I'm looking at. Maybe the impeller's not as hand gestures not as efficient as it could be, but other than that, I did it mainly because I want to take the rad cap off and physically check the level of the coolant, not what's in the expansion bottle, but what's in there. I've also noticed that there was some green furries on the temp sensor, which I've shown you before, but it's just to have a look at all these connectors, clean them all up, one of you, and have a look. So I'm going to be doing that, but the first thing I'm going to be doing is taking the rad cap off and just making sure there's a decent level of coolant in there, because I'm not even, I know I checked the coolant level when I got the bike, but I'm not 100% sure whether I drained it and put fresh coolant in it. I have no idea. I did with the Z, definitely did with the Z, but I don't know about this one. So yes, I shall bring you back in a second. My finger. A few minutes, I've been and done some other shit. Let's get this rad cap off. Ooh, that felt a bit crusty. Push down, around, come on then. Oh, there's a good bit of pressure in there, that's good. Tappy tappy, tappy tappy. Well, there's juice on the cap. Oh, Jim. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, never mind what's around my little pinky. I hope I don't meet a lady later. Yeah. I can't feel any coolant, and I've just gone my full pinky length in, which ain't good. It needs to come up to just below the neck, so that needs a top up. I'm going to top it up with either, somewhere in there I do have some pre-mixed coolant. Doesn't matter what coolant you put in this engine, it will run on dog piss. It doesn't matter. That might be coolant over there actually. If not, I do have some distilled water in the brick shed, so I'm going to top that up. That is slightly low, which Jim, fuck's sakes, will you find the words you need? Yes, I've mail ordered them. They should be here any minute. Oh, hello, Mr. Postman. What's that? An envelope full of words? Thank you. Yes, yeah, bring it up to the level that we need, and it explains why it's probably been running a touch warm. It's low on coolant capacity, Roland. Little Grange Hill reference there. Alright then, well, we'll top her up. I know she's got no leaks, so, I'll go from there. Jim, that was terrible. Fucking awful. Martin Scorsese would be dying. Right, I've just tried to look for me distilled water, and I got distracted by a biscuit. Yeah. It's not surprising, really, is it? Anyway, there's the tank. Hi, tank. twat. This, by the way, is your expansion bottle. The minimum marking is there. They're not very clear to see. It's a good idea, you know, run a Sharpie over them or something. There's a minimum mark there, maximum mark there, and I won't know till I give it a bit of a jiggle. I think it's on minimum at the minute, so it has used a little bit. It was on maximum, but if you're living in the UK, you know we have had an unprecedentedly warm summer. We're now on the 4th heat wave. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's been running a bit hot, and probably some of the coolant has been evaporating, because it does happen. That's your overflow, this, and there should be a pipe going to it, which I think goes out towards the back somewhere. It hasn't been leaking. There would be telltales, there'd be witness streaks, etc. on it, and there are none. So I think it's just what's happening with it, you know, like natural evaporation. So yes, I'll get on with topping up the radiator like I was originally going to do, and clean this up. What else was I going to do? I'll just give it just a general look over. Yes, get on with it, Jim. Job done. I added the last spot of coolant, whose bottle I've now lost. Oh no, there it is. It's behind the jerry can. There was a spot in there, and then I've just topped it up with some distilled water, burped the hoses. I don't know whether you'll see, but yeah, we've actually got coolant in the radiator now. It was about, I'm guessing, what would I say? Yeah, I'd say about a can's worth, roughly, but it was enough. It's enough to drop the level that you can't feel it with your prom virgin finger. So yes, I'm happy with that. What I might do now, though, I might nick a bit of fuel out of the tank, put the remote tank on it, and just run it up to temp, see if it's all right. Or shall we just clean everything up, put it back together? Yeah, we'll do that. You're fucking useless. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm happy with that. I couldn't feel anything before, so I mean, where's my pinky? My pinky comes to probably about there. So yeah, it's a fucking long finger. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to put the cap on and just see how we go. There we go. That's nice and secure. Yes, that's all the way around. Jolly good. The cap's probably the original, and it might be a good idea. There's a bit of crustation on the top, a bit of greenery. It might be a good idea to order a brand new one, because obviously they need to work to set pressure. And if that's getting on a bit, a little tiny bit sticky, although the gubbins looked okay, I think we'll be alright. And then, shit. And yes, I spilt a bit. I missed the whole story of my life. I'll just top up the that thing. People know what it is, Jim. You don't need the words all the time. I'm going to top up that thing, so I know that's good too. Clean this up, put my liquid electrical tape around there. Just give the underneath a quick look, just to make sure there's nothing loose or anything like that, and button it back together, because I shall be no doubt going work on this tomorrow. And then I'm going from work straight up to Popkiln Farm motorbikes meet, meeting the gang up there, and then we don't know what we're doing really. Don't know what we're doing. We might go somewhere else afterwards. We might part ways. I don't know. We might go and murder a hitchhiker. Who knows? With me. I've shown you the can and I did not describe it. For this is beverage of the day. Iron Baru, sugar-free. Bargain from Amazon. 24 cans, about £7.50. The cans in our vending machines at work are considerably more. Right, the expansion tank is all topped up, and as you can see, it is very difficult to see the level, but it is up to the max now. Yes. With the real coolant level, please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up, Jim. It's enough of that. I'm just going to clean the cylinder. I mean, some of that is road grime, because literally since I fitted that, I haven't been underneath it, and I haven't had to wash it. I've washed it a couple of times, but yeah, I don't do silly things like that. My God! But I just want to make sure these weeps and stuff don't get any worse. If it's just slight oil misting, you will get the road grime on it, and it will look far worse than what it actually is. I did have this top off, do that again, finger gestures, when I got the bike, so I wanted to check the cam timing as well as everything else. So that was just part of the process of getting it running. So yes, I will clean that up, and then I'll do the old liquid electrical tape. It's funny stuff that you'll see this all the time on eBay, and you'll see like YouTube mechanics and stuff use it. And I first saw it, I think, on Watch Wes work. If you don't watch him, he's really good. Little rural garage, and he fixes just like his dad did pretty much everything. I mean, you could be looking at not very often, but you could be looking at like a small engine one minute, like a chainsaw or something, then like bloody great bulldozer and stuff like that. I love watching him because I like his I like to watch his diagnostic process, his thought process. He's a ferociously intelligent young man, I must say. But yeah, it's a bit deceiving because although this it says liquid insulating rubber coat, let me spill out the product. Can I do this one-handed? I can do a lot of stuff one-handed. Oh, there you go. Look, that just shows you what strength I've got in my right arm. But when we actually look at it, boys and girls, and you whop it, it's not really liquid. It's a bit like a really big, thick bogey. Or if any of you use dental fixative, you'll know what it feels like to get it out of the tube. This feels the same. It does work. It works good. It was good. But yeah, you see how much I'm squeezing that? Look, and no, it's come out yet. So sometimes I go in there with a pick and just do it. I mean, you can put silicone around it. You could put a dab of black silicone around it. It's just to stop any potential arcing or anything like that, which there's been no evidence of, but I won't be happy until... Well, you get the idea. It's about as much liquid as a fucking iceberg. Yes. Just give the cylinder a spray with carburation cleaner and 99.98.6% of it was loose stuff. It was road grime, so it's washed all down. It's washed all down here, and now it's washing all down there, and it's all on the fucking floor. But yeah, that's all right. It's didn't look like there was any oil weeps really, but yes, but we're keeping an eye on it. These are also known to do air gaskets. They have a hard life, single cylinders. So it's always worth keeping a check on it. It's not steaming or smoking, and we'll keep our eye on the coolant level. International hand gestures. So it's I've put the electrical tape on as well, actually, and actually that is a very small amount. That is only actually about a pea size amount. It spreads really well. So I've got that on there, so I'm happy now because it sort of weatherproofs it as well. And what I'm going to do now is just drop some WD-40 or some light oil if you've got any, just down these connectors, because these are not weatherproof connectors or anything like that. They are open to whatever moisture is in the air. In fact, this wiring loom is one of the worst factory looms I've ever worked on. It's even worse than sort of 1980s Japanese looms. Even the Ducati 916 loom was better than this, because I think by the time the 916 came out, I think, I may be incorrect in this, but I'm sure I read it in a bike mag at the time, finger wagging, that they started to use the same loom company as Suzuki, I think. So you know, the electrical quality went up. Still bad, but it went up. But this, I mean, the quality of the connectors is, and the fit of some of them is quite atrocious. I mean, if I have a slow winter or something, I might get some, like proper automotive style waterproof connectors and just redo all the connectors. But yeah, we'll see. Right, James, shut up. Is there a better sound than a motorcycle cooling down? Especially if you're by the seaside with a bag of chips, with a fine young lady, knowing that maybe you should clean under your nails. I doubt